Welcome to Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online, and I think the first thing that we have to do is congratulate Charlie for doing a fantastic job while I was in Mykonos last week.
Oh, thanks, mate. I appreciate that, mate. I'm so pleased to have you back. I don't know how you do it on the Daily Chelsea. It's no.
Oh, mate, you were too kind. I genuinely thought you did a fantastic
job. Thanks very much.
It was really good watching. I watched it from our hotel in Mykonos, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought you were excellent.
Thanks, mate.
However, I do have a bone to pick with you.
Go on.
When I went away, I was very excited at the prospect of us signing Turan.
Yeah.
I believe that it was not necessarily a done deal, but
it was close.
Probability was high.
It was.
What's going on? He's signed for a club. He's signed for a club who aren't allowed to register players.
Yeah, well, they're not registering him. Look, last week when I did Backpage Blues, Chelsea were the favourites to sign him. The reports in Spain since then, was that, Barcelona were moving in on him. Turan's agent has actually played a blinder these last couple of weeks. He's been touting the guy all over Europe. Turan wanted out of Atletico. He wanted a big move. Turan's agent had linked him with every club. Chelsea were the name that kept cropping up for us, and there was interest there. There's 100% Chelsea interest, but it seems that Barcelona have got the deal done. There's a lot of interesting sort of caveats to this deal, though. I mean, they've signed him for 29 million, which was kind of the asking price. I don't think Chelsea were willing to pay that. Barcelona got presidential elections coming up later this month, and if the new president doesn't want to sanction the deal, he doesn't have to, and Barcelona only have to pay like a small fee to send him back to Atletico. Also, obviously, because Barcelona are under a ban for registering players, he won't be able to play for them until January. So
there's a glimmer of hope here. Could because I rate Turan really highly. Yeah. I think he's a fantastic player, and actually, I think his game is as brilliant as he's been in Spain. I think his game is actually more suited to the Premier League.
Well, so very much so. He's a very hard-working player. Mourinho would be a big fan.
Yeah, too right. Is there a glimmer of hope? Can you?
No.
Sorry,
thank
you, Charlie. Cheers. Lovely to see you.
Absolutely no chance at this point. It's very, very unlikely the Barcelona president is going to cancel the deal. He's going to be a Barcelona player in January.
Excellent. Also, I watched Backpage Blues, as I mentioned. I watched it last week, and I saw that you mentioned Asmir Begovic.
Yeah, well...
Any follow-up on that?
Well, I mean, he's Mourinho's favourite for the Petr Cech role, obviously the reserve keeper. Slightly bad news for Chelsea fans this week. We reported this last weekend on Mail Online. Manchester United are now involved. And when Manchester United get involved in any transfer, it gets a bit messy.
Would Manchester United be involved? Because Manchester United, as we all know, are an enormous club, a club beyond the scale of any other club almost in the world, but certainly in England.
Yeah, definitely.
The fact that if a club of that magnitude are after you, as their number one, presumably, when De Gea moves on?
Well, see, this is the thing.
He can't come to Chelsea and be our number. The point I'm making is you can't even expect him to come to Chelsea to be our number two when a club like Manchester United are giving you the opportunity to be their number one.
Yeah,
he'd be mental. He'd be proud to be out of his mind and out of control and like one more time, lad, as you can.
Would the real Asmir Begovic please stand up?
Yeah.
David De Gea obviously wants to leave from Real Madrid. Real Madrid are desperate to get him, but Manchester United, for their part, are perfectly happy to keep him for one more year and sell him for free next summer. If they do end up losing him, Man United are going after players like Lloris, but in case they don't get him, they're now in for Begovic.
Well, Begovic would be a safe pair of hands, pardon the pun. Begovic would be a safe pair of hands for a year or two for them before they can sign a massive keeper again.
Yeah, he's 28, and let's be fair, there's a reason Chelsea are after him. He is one of the best keepers in the Premier League.
Well,
he is homegrown, ridiculously enough, because he's not English or Welsh.
Yeah.
But, I don't think we have to worry too much at the minute, but it really hinges on the David De Gea deal. We've spoken before about
which is going to happen, surely.
It is. We've spoken before about this kind of goalkeeper merry-go-round that's going on, and a lot of it will have to do with how easy it is to get Hugo Lloris out of Tottenham.
Okay. As I said, again, going back to last week's Backpage Blues, which I found riveting.
Did you do anything else on
this?
No, apart from just watch me?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was brilliantly presented and very informative. I really did enjoy it, genuinely. Not speaking as a friend or just purely speaking as a fan. The stuff about the bridge, it all sounds very good.
Yeah.
But we're going to be leaving Stamford Bridge for a bit, I hear.
Well, if this project is going to take place, that's inevitable.
Do you know why this hurts me?
It's not what anyone wants. Yeah, go on.
This upsets me so much because Chelsea Football Club are the only team in the whole of the capital to have played in one stadium
That's right.
their whole time.
That's right.
We're the
That's right.
only club. So if we were to leave, even for one match, 3 years, I know that it has to happen. I'm not standing in the way of development. I'm delighted that the CPO held on to the stadium, and I'm glad that we've preserved Stamford Bridge and we're not leaving. That's great. I'm
Massive
not moaning.
credit.
It's just such a shame to lose that, because I do enjoy it. You know, Arsenal have played in about 20 grounds. It's
well, look, I mean, this has to happen. There's no getting away from it. If this project is to go ahead, Chelsea cannot play at Stamford Bridge for
is there no way that
3
we could
years.
play? You know, when I was a kid and we redeveloped first time round.
Yeah, the blue and white hoardings behind the shed and all the rest of it.
Is there any way that we could do that? Kind of develop and.
I mean, match day revenue's much more important now. Chelsea are a much bigger club now. We're going to have to leave. Now, the latest news on this, we reported this on Tuesday, in fact, is that Chelsea have put forward £11 million a year to the FA to use Wembley for home games.
33 million quid.
Yeah. You know, the slightly funny thing towards this is Tottenham also want Wembley, but we've actually bid £3 million a year more than them, and it's looking like they're going to have to move to Milton
We just
Keynes.
do it constantly,
don't we? I think that's the
kick
only
them out
reason
of the
we've done
Champions League. We nick Willian off them. We kick them out of Wembley,
and we always beat them. You know, so that's slightly funny. We're not going to be able to use the whole of Wembley. We're going to have to shut the top tier for 95%
which would
of the
make
matches.
Which would make it
50,000.
50, fine.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I think a lot of people will have issues with the atmosphere and stuff.
The atmosphere will be appalling.
Yeah,
it's a terrible ground for acoustics. Wembley Stadium. The only thing that makes Wembley Stadium bearable is the fact that we lift the trophy there.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen against West Brom at home.
No, it's not, sadly.
The other option is Twickenham, but there's so many obstacles.
Yeah, I don't think
in terms of getting that rugby ground. But Wembley's looking like a goer.
Okay. Anything else been going on? I hear that the wonderful Josh McEachran is currently in Nando's. I've just read he's currently in Nando's, but he's going to be leaving Stamford Bridge for a near neighbour. Yeah.
Obviously, 5 years ago, I remember watching Josh McEachran's debut
against Newcastle.
That was his debut at Stamford Bridge, and he was so exciting. I don't think I've ever been so excited by a Chelsea youngster.
Yeah.
It really hasn't worked out for him, has it?
Terrible.
I think you're right. I think there has been attitude problems, but he's suffered very badly from constant changes in managers, constant loans, which maybe didn't
Charlie,
quite suit
you're
him.
being very generous to the boy. I think this is down to his attitude and his choice of like chasing this sort of Z-list celebrity life. He's got himself a bird from Coronation Street. Yeah. He's always having a cheeky Nando's.
Imagine being
swanning
on
about
Street.
in Ibiza with the top off and a cap on, giving it a big one. That he needs to focus on football.
I've seen the photos from Mykonos, mate. I completely agree with you, and there is that element to it. But I think people forget, in Ancelotti's second season, McEachran, who was 17 then, he played kind of 15 games in the league that season. You know, he did get a chance and he did play very well. It was really that period where in quick fire, you know, Ancelotti was sacked. We had Villa, Spurs, Di Matteo, Benitez, then Mourinho came back.
Let's also bear in mind that team won the European Cup in that period.
No, it did. But there was no incentive for those managers whatsoever to play youth because they were only 2 games away from.
And they would have played the best players at their disposal. And McEachran obviously never gave them that. But I did hear if you sound upset about him leaving.
I'm not upset about him leaving now. I'm disappointed.
I can sugarcoat this bitter pill for you.
Go on.
I saw a tweet from, I think it was Jake Cohen. He said that Josh McEachran is still searching for his first league goal,
it's true.
having played 7,000 minutes of football.
Yeah, that's
7,000.
That's true.
I reckon I'd nick a goal in 7,000 minutes. I genuinely do. I'd nick one.
Think you bag a few, but yeah, McEachran's also Brentford. It's going to be about £500,000. You know, it's not the end that anyone wanted to his Chelsea career. Another player that is going to be leaving, but only on loan, he's younger than McEachran, is Izzy Brown. He's going to Vitesse.
I like Izzy Brown. I've got a lot of time for Izzy Brown.
I think he's a great player. He's really strong, tall, physical, but with all of that, he's got great technique as well. He's got kind of most things you want from a Chelsea attacker. That's interesting, actually. All the Chelsea loan players are back at Cobham, obviously doing pre-season training. We've got a huge amount of professionals on our books, the most amount of players of any Premier League club. I think we've got 71 contracted professionals. That's absolutely mental.
After 11,
yeah. I mean, only 11 can play at one time, which seems ridiculous. But interesting enough, what Chelsea have done is they've got the first team squad and this loan squad, which includes players like Bamford and McEachran, he's still there, and Izzy Brown. They're actually training separately.
So the loanees are essentially having their own training sessions?
Yeah. The loanees at the minute are their own squad, and it's run by Eddie Newton, obviously goal
they're in
scoring
wonderful
hero
company, yeah.
in the cup final,
Yeah.
and the most stylish man ever to have kicked a ball, not Rory Jennings, it's Paulo Ferreira.
It is. He's the most dapper man. He knows how to treat a lady.
Paulo. He does, yeah.
Yeah. So they're in great company.
Do
you know what I'd like? I'd like for our young kids and the boys that are going to be going off on loan. I would really like the idea of them training and learning from players like John Terry. There's no point in them being surrounded by essentially themselves.
No, I understand where you're coming from, but frankly, we've just got too many people.
Yeah.
So no one's going to benefit from having 70 people in one training session. But what will happen is that some of them will get the chance to go to America, obviously with the first team and yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, Eddie Newton and Paulo Ferreira are respected coaches of that club. They're
loved men by me.
Well, exactly.
But do you know what, Charlie? I'm going to have to wrap you up. Mansour's giving me the eyes.
The eyes.
Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. And comment below. Let us know exactly what you think of all of these issues, particularly Wembley. I'm very interested to hear what your thoughts are about Chelsea playing at Wembley Stadium. Cheers for watching. Go on, champions. Hipsters of California. Take the hipsters of East London. This is it. I don't like it, but if you're doing a list of Chelsea...